Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now June 3rd of 2022. We are getting closer to episode 4 of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, which, by the way, just know that we're already halfway through the show. Can you believe that? I mean, it really did go fast because, well, the main reason was the first day we got the 2-episode premiere, and then the following Wednesday we got episode 3. So on top of all of this, we already know that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they're working on a number of projects behind the scenes that are really going to grow the franchise from the ground up. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing that a lot of fans are very excited about is exactly what's been going on with, of course, other shows outside of the Kenobi series, and of course, other shows outside of other projects that actually had some form of creative input by Kathleen Kennedy, such as the Acolyte TV show and Skeleton Crew. So, in case you guys did not know, those are the two main Star Wars shows that will be fully, controlled by Kathleen Kennedy with her own creative power. That is, of course, the Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew is Project Vortex that we've been talking about for the past, give or take, 6 to 8 months. And I think that, at the end of the day, when Jon and Dave are now working on Mandalorian Season 3 and Season 4, as well as other projects out there that's really going to steer things in the right path, such as the Ahsoka Tano series and more, there's a lot of things moving forward that I think a lot of fans are looking forward to. Now, on top of all of this, alright, I'm sure that you guys all know about the entire situation about the Kenobi series, and separately from that, everything that has been happening with Moses Ingram, who portrays Reva in the Star Wars show. And recently, Jon Favreau actually got on the subject and responded to the entire situation, and of course, how fans think about the Kenobi TV series. Now, with that being said, of course, with many new Star Wars TV shows and movies now in the works by Disney and Lucasfilm, with the recent backlash from Star Wars fans involving the Kenobi TV series, many of the creators over at Lucasfilm have been coming out and expressing their opinion on everything that has been happening for the past number of days. Now, eventually, Jon Favreau expressed his concern over the Kenobi backlash and everything that has been happening, with the fans expressing their opinion to also the entire Moses Ingram situation. Now, first things first, Favreau went on to state, "It is perfectly natural for some fans to dislike the way of storytelling by some creators. I have noticed that there are plenty of fans that have been upset with some of the main characters in that show, and honestly, I welcome criticism openly. I actually love it, and because it allows people like myself and Dave to explore our options for evolving our projects into something spectacular. But when things go too far, such as with the attacks on Moses Ingram, this is where I begin to heavily disagree. Fans can dislike a character all they want. They just don't need to go far as to actually throw it in the actress's face personally in direct messages on social media, and especially hateful comments in something that I do not support. I am in no way saying that it is the majority of fans expressing their opinions this way. All I'm saying is that let's all be good to each other and express criticism in a very professional and like-minded manner. My heart sank when I saw what happened to Moses Ingram on Instagram and what she had posted of those people saying those terrible things. And I had actually reached out to her recently with the biggest support. But let's focus on either enjoying a story and discussing that, or just criticizing its characters in a very controlled way that does not hurt anybody." Let me just stop right here and say one thing about Jon Favreau. Now, Jon Favreau, everybody's right about Jon Favreau behind the scenes. I mean, Deborah Chow has talked about him, Dave Filoni's talked about him, Rosario Dawson expressed her stories about Jon. He is by far the most likable guy on set, a very, level-headed guy. He's really not on this side or the other side, he's right in the middle. He is open to criticism. I really support that. I really respect that. I do. And I think it's exactly why you see big changes, on and off between Mando Season 1, Mando Season 2, the Book of Boba Fett, is because they are exploring options based on criticism. You know, I think that the biggest point of criticism for the Book of Boba Fett was there were too many major cameos, quote unquote, and I would not be surprised if Jon and Dave took that into account and are gonna kind of reduce that a little bit with The Mandalorian Season 3. Now, on top of all of this, alright, Jon Favreau, he is a guy that is very much open to criticism. It's nothing really new. We've known this for a very long time now, and it is something that I think a lot of fans need to be aware of, is that both Jon and Dave, they are both open to criticism, and they want to make sure that they are going to be very honest and real with the Star Wars fans moving forward. That's the overall end game, alright? So moving on, he goes on to say, I hope that sounds good to everybody, because we are all people at the end of the road. Myself and Dave are actually always open to the fans expressing whatever they want to. Just please don't hurt anybody in the process. Some people have thick skin, some people have a very thin skin, and it can be very unpredictable how this impacts people by saying hurtful things. But for those criticizing the character Reva, listen, that's freedom of speech and is perfectly fine and okay. I support that. I just ask all fans, please don't act harmful towards Moses personally. I have actually met her. She is a very nice and humble person that I would have loved to have worked with. I understand that fans have been concerned over their freedom of speech and what's going too far, but once again, I believe that the fans that speak the loudest are just the most passionate in my eyes. These are the fans that actually and really care about what they loved and grew up with over the years, and myself and Dave are going to be doing great things for all of you in the next couple of years to come that will be very fantastic. So let me just stop right here quick, because the thing about Jon Favreau is that he is really trying to be real with the fans. You can see that he's trying to be very direct with the overall Star Wars fandom, and, you know, I think that that's pretty much his persona. It's not really a persona, I mean, it's how he really is, but that's just Jon Favreau. You know, it's part of his icon, is that he's very direct with the fans. He is very empathetic, he cares about the fandom, he knows that the fans are very unhappy with the sequel trilogy. I mean, he's stated this before in the past. So, when you look at something like this, he's very level-headed, like I said before. You know, he knows exactly, you know, what's right or what's wrong, and he doesn't really kind of create, you know, an agenda or anything like that. So, at the end of the road, guys, you know, let me know what you guys have to say about all of this, because as Jon Favreau stated here, is that he is open to criticism. He is open to everything that the fans need to say and have to say about the Star Wars universe, and I think that's exactly why The Mandalorian Season 3 is getting such a drastic change in theme. You know, there's a lot of people that were expressing that they wanted a more darker tone with The Mandalorian, and that's what they are doing right now with Season 3. You can see that Jon Favreau took that into account. But overall, guys, you know, let me know what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments. If you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on Twitter at Mike01. We do a lot of fun things on there, like polls and, you know, questionnaires and stuff around those lines. So let me know what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to